Which one makes more sense to buy in 2025? A foldable Pixel or the more traditional powerhouse? That's the real question Google is forcing us to ask with the launch of the Pixel 10 Pro Fold and the Pixel 10 Pro XL. On paper, these two phones share the same DNA, but in reality, they're aimed at very different kinds of users. The Fold is Google's second-generation attempt at making a foldable practical, while the XL is the safe bet, a polished, high-end flagship in the familiar candy bar style. And when you put them side by side, you start to see exactly what you're gaining and what you're giving up by choosing one over the other. Let's start with design. Both follow the same material recipe, glass and aluminum with Gorilla Glass Victus 2 protection. But the form factor changes everything. The Fold is thicker, narrower, and heavier. And of course, it opens up into a tablet-like 8-inch display. The XL sticks to a single 6.8-inch panel, but it's lighter, sleeker, and comes in more colors. An interesting detail here. Google has reportedly managed to bring IP68 water and dust resistance to the Fold, something that was missing in the first generation and a big deal for durability. When it comes to displays, the difference is obvious. The Fold gives you two screens, a 6.4-inch cover display, and that large 8-inch flexible OLED inside. Both support 120 Hz refresh rates, but their pixel density is lower than the XL's sharper 6.8-inch OLED. Brightness is also close, with the Fold hitting 3000 nits peak and the XL nudging slightly higher at 3300. If you care about resolution and crispness, the XL edges ahead. If you care about versatility and multitasking, the Fold clearly wins. Performance this year is where both phones really shine. Google's Tensor G5 chip is manufactured by TSMC instead of Samsung, which could finally solve some of the Pixel's efficiency issues. Google is promising up to 34% faster CPU performance and a massive 60% boost in AI processing, which matters since so much of the Pixel experience is tied to AI features. Both the Fold and the XL get the same chip and 16 GB of RAM, but storage differs. The XL goes up to 1 TB, while the Fold tops out at 512 GB. Neither has expandable storage, so power users who keep massive photo libraries or offline media may find the XL more appealing. Now, cameras. And this is where the story gets interesting. The Fold reuses last year's setup, a 48-megapixel main sensor, plus ultra-wide and telephoto lenses. Not bad, but not cutting-edge either. The XL, however, is stacked. A 50-megapixel main, a 48-megapixel ultra-wide, and another 48-megapixel periscope telephoto. Add to that a new 42-megapixel front camera with autofocus, and you can see why the XL is being positioned as the true photography flagship. Both models get new AI camera tricks like Camera Coach, which helps you frame and adjust settings on the fly, but only the XL has the hardware to really flex Google's computational photography magic. Battery life is always a concern with foldables, and here again, the XL looks safer. It packs a larger 5200 mAh battery compared to the Fold's 5015 mAh split across two cells. That may sound close, but remember, the Fold has to power two big OLED panels, and that can drain things quickly. Charging also favors the XL, which supports faster wired speeds and the newer Qi 2.2 wireless charging standard at up to 25 watts. The Fold sticks with 15 watts wireless on Qi 2. And with Qi 2 accessories, the XL opens the door to magnetic wallets, stands, and other add-ons that mirror Apple's MagSafe ecosystem. So where does this leave us? The Pixel 10 Pro Fold is the phone for people who want something different. A device that can transform into a mini tablet, multitask with two apps side by side, and still fit in your pocket. It's more futuristic, but it comes with compromises. Lower-end cameras, slightly weaker charging, and of course a higher $1,799 price tag. The XL, on the other hand, feels like the refined all-rounder. It's cheaper at $1,199, it has better cameras, a bigger battery, sharper display, and more storage options. It doesn't fold, but it doesn't need to. It just works as a flagship phone should. If you want the cutting edge of form factor innovation and you're willing to pay for it, the Fold is a bold choice. But if you just want the best Pixel experience without the trade-offs, the XL is hard to argue against. Personally, I think the XL will appeal to the majority of users, while the Fold will remain a niche device for people who really want that tablet-like experience in their pocket. Either way, it's fascinating to see Google pushing both directions at once, refining the traditional flagship while still betting big on foldables. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section below. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.